Jenny, just touch on last week a little bit before we look ahead to the games coming up. Obviously a tough game against Widnes, backing it up after that wonderful Wembley win. Is it a little bit tough to get in the right mental state after such an emotional win at Wembley?
I just thought it was a tough game. I think we made reference to it quite a lot through the week. We gave the boys a few days off after the Wembley win. It's been a big build up to that. And I think we've come through it great. Obviously the performance at Wembley was outstanding. So the boys deserved a little bit of time off, a little bit of time to emotionally recharge really. And I thought towards the end of the Widnes game you could see we looked a bit, we made a few changes tactically. We thought we'd got away from Widnes a little bit. Made some changes there and credit to Widnes, to be fair. They were really up for that. They always had the weekend off before, they built it up, they trained all that way through. So for them that were a big game, as it was for us. To go over there, they're second in the table. We knew we had to get the win. We'd have ideally performed a little bit better, but that's rugby. You can't always be up there with great performances, and for spells we had some good bits. I just thought we started the game way too negative with the ball, and then just a few knockoffs led to line breaks and just gave them real confidence to come at us, and that's not what you want to do really. So we learned some good lessons in that. We reviewed it the other day, we learned some bits, and we got a great opportunity this week to rectify some of those bits as well. Looking ahead to this week, straight ahead, then it's obviously Halifax Panthers back down here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium. First time since the game against Dewsbury that we've been at home, so it feels like we've been away quite a long time. Fixing some stuff up and looking ahead at Halifax then, with the league position that they're in, it's maybe a little bit misleading. They've still got a lot of talented players and a lot of good players that are going to cause some trouble. Is that what you've kind of been looking to speak to the boys about ahead of this week? 100%. We've done a little bit of research around them, and it's surprising a bit of starts here, but they've had a new coaching team come in, a few new players, they've had players leave, players join, so it's always disruptive. But if you just focus on the last game they played, probably the strongest team they've managed to field. Looks like they found the combinations with the spine, so look a lot more dangerous, and they've got some players coming into a bit of form. So if you're none of our teams, you can't worry about what's gone before, worry about where they're at now. They look like they're coming into a little bit of form as well, so look very dangerous with the ball, look tough to break down as well. They have guys that make the tackles, so but for us, a lot of the things this year is just be focused on our game. Let people worry about what we're about. We want to play a certain way this week, so we got Halifax have got to worry about us. So for us, obviously, some key players we've got to deal with. But the way we're going to move the ball, how aggressive we want to defend, is all on us and our attitude. And it's bouncing back from what was a good win last week, but it was quite a poor performance at times. Some really good bits in there, but overall, just a little bit off, from that final and stuff. So I think it's really time now to forget about that, move on, and get cracking back on with the season. It's an important game for us. Like you said, we haven't been at home much this season, and I know down the track we're there, but it's going to be great, obviously, hoping the weather's going to be like this, put a great show on. Maybe a little bit early in the week to talk about selection and who will be in and who might miss out, but is there any indication of any early changes that will be made to that squad? Yeah, there's definitely a couple of changes there. Jeremy Gilvey comes back into contention. Obviously we've got 3 high quality wingers at the moment, so rotating them around, making sure they're getting the game time they need is different. And then we're still carrying a few niggles, so it won't be too much different, I don't think. But see if Jerry comes back in, that's a big bonus as well. Someone who's going to carry the ball really strong for us, and experience-wise, he's got very high standards as well. So I think bringing him will be a massissive bonus for us. This year we've got a lot of good performances out of some of our younger players. One man in particular that's played the same position that you did in your career, Ollie Pratt, seems to have really kicked on in the last few weeks. I feel like the last Wembley and Widnes were probably 2 of his best performances of the year. Are you pleased with his development? 100%. He's been someone we've just give confidence in straight away. We've identified him really as a real talented player who just needs time to develop, and his confidence given into him. He needs to earn that, and he needs to learn how to be a consistent professional, I think, for Ollie. he's always, I think his performances, he wasn't backing up really good performances week on week out. They were a bit up and down. So we've made him aware of that really, and just teaching him about how hard he's got to work on his game to get to some of our more experienced players, the level they're at. It's different, they're at different stages, so just our younger players in general really, is how much harder they've got to work, and just the awareness around what it is to be a good pro, and be aware of the game and then positions, and he's got so much kind of capability, so much potential as Ollie. You've got to be patient though. I'm one just to jump in, come on, let's do this, but you can't. It's one little bit at a time, and the bits we're asking him to focus on, especially lately, are really kicking on. He's really got to focus about his game. So, and I think we're seeing that now in some of his performances. His combinations are getting up there, and he's playing with more confidence each week. And I know for a fact that final would have given him loads of confidence playing like that.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier on. Then back down here at home in front of our home fans. Once again, we talk about it nearly every week. The amount of support that the Trinity fans are really giving this club, and really giving the boys on the field, and probably driving them home in certain games. But there's nothing quite like being in front of the home crowd, where we can get 5,000-6,000 down here at the DIY Kitchen Stadium, is the
100%. Home and away, been great. It's great to see that many fans over at Widnes on that Sunday afternoon. That was awesome. That was different. Me and Pauli were right in the middle of the Widnes fans. Had to climb through them to get to the gantry where we were. So 100%, much nicer going to be back at home. First time we've been at home since we won the cup as well, so hoping for it should be a good game. They play some nice stuff, Halifax, so it should be an entertaining game. But looking for us to really have a real good performance as well, play some good rugby, and do the job well, I think. So obviously the atmosphere that the fans create, like they did at Wembley, every time we've had an home game this year, loads of fans, loads of building the atmosphere each week as well. I think the atmosphere that the fans are doing, that seems to be improving each week down here as well, and that's a massive. If we can create that here, create that bit of a fortress feel to it, especially moving forward. Keep getting better in that area for us as players. That's awesome for our playing group, having that behind them.